to another video. Today's video, we're going to, clearly if you couldn't tell by the title, we're going to be reading and annotating a book. This is not an arc, however, this has to do with an arc, as my life typically does. If you know anything about me by now, you know that I take on a lot of arcs and I have a big problem saying no to any arcs. So, been working on this problem all year and it's definitely gotten better, but I'm still taking too many arcs. Anyway, this month and next month I was kind of keeping my books open a little bit for just being able to just read things off my shelf. I have a couple authors I know wanted me to arc read for them, so I was kind of just keeping things open for them. I had an author, her name is Megan Williamson. She is an indie author and she contacted me this past week and asked if I wanted to arc read her book. I have seen lots of things for this book and it looks so good. And I of course said yes because I cannot ever turn down an arc, first of all, and second of all, when an author personally asks you to arc read their book, like how could you say no? So then I talked to my friend Kinsley after that and she said, this author has another book, which I do happen to own. It's right back here. It's called If I Never Remember. Now, this book is the first book, and the second book, which is the one that I was asked to arc read, is the follow-up book to this. So, Kinsley said that I need to read this first, otherwise it's going to have tons of spoilers in this book, for this book, and it'll kind of spoil things that happen in this one. So, reviews need to be in by November, the beginning of November. So I have exactly 1 month to read this book and this book. And I figured, why not do it in a video? Why not annotate this one and then also read this one and just kind of talk about it and give you my reactions and show you everything about this as I go along. This book, I won it in a giveaway and she signed it and wrote my name in it. So that is amazingly cool. And I feel like any signed copy that I have, like it needs to be annotated. My name is forever in this book. I am forever keeping this book. It will forever be my prized possession. This is my prized possession shelf. These are all my signed copies that are from authors that I have spoken to, and for some reason I ended up with a signed copy from them, whether I bought it or they sent them to me or whatever the case may be. These will forever be my very special books. So they have their own shelf and this one was on there obviously. So I'm going to be reading this, giving you my thoughts, annotating this, showing you what I'm annotating, and then we're going to move on to this book and we're going to read the second one and we'll see my thoughts and feelings on all of it and you'll get to come along with me. I've heard amazing things about this. I have two friends, Kinsley and Sierra, who both highly recommended this and said you will literally read it in like 3 days. It is so good. So, totally down to have a really good read, and that's really it. Let's go get started. to chat about this. I have clearly been annotating, as you saw, and we've got a good little start. I'm currently on page 64. I left off at like a chapter. I've been doing that lately instead of, sorry, that's just my little filler page. It protects the book from the dyes of the pen before it's dry, so I can just keep annotating, as you saw me using. I just thought I would explain that. But let's talk about this. I'm really liking this so far. The writing style is just vibrant and it just grabs you right away. That's the best, when writing style just is great, and it's just like one of those styles where you could just read it really fast, you know? It's not something that's overcomplicated. It makes sense and it just flows perfectly. We love the writing style, number one. Number two, there is so much mystery in this book, which I mean, I feel like I knew there was going to be a little bit of mystery, but I didn't know I was going to be questioning like literally everything. So we start out with Teddy, who's our main character. She's a girl, and she has had an accident that we don't even know what the accident is, but she just can't remember things, clearly, if I never remember. And she can't remember things, and there's been two boys in her life that she either grew up knowing or just she knew them. It's unclear exactly how at first, and then that gets explained later. All of her memories are gone, and we're from her point of view, so we also just don't know a whole lot. Thankfully, the author also is doing flashbacks to the past to share with us like her full story of from when she was a child and onward. So far, obviously I've not made a huge dent in this, so I'm sure there are so many secrets yet to be revealed. And I also don't want to give away too much, but if I just heard what I pretty much described, I think I would really want to read this. It is just that type of book where you just are totally drawn in and you have so many questions that you need answers to, and I think the author did a great job of just doing that perfectly and making it so that anytime I put the book down, I'm left thinking about things and my mind is just like reeling over these questions and trying to put the pieces together. Now obviously I don't have all the pieces I need to put this together, so just guessing things in my mind when I'm not reading has actually been really fun with this. Also, I'm really glad that I chose to annotate this book. I pretty much chose to annotate it for the video because I thought it would be cool to show that on the video. I also just thought this book would look so pretty with tabs in it, and I had some like great tabs that matched the cover, so that was why I annotated. But now that I'm reading it, it's like one of those books that had I already started it, I probably would have had to stop and like go back and reread so that I could annotate it, because there is literally so much that is standing out to me that just needs to be written down, or I need to write thoughts, or whatever the case may be. There's just so much that I'm just loving annotating. So this is one of those perfect books to annotate, and so far I'm really loving it. So let's go continue annotating, reading, and I'll probably come back and give you another update before I finish it. this book, guys. It is so cute. I am loving it. I am really loving it. Oh, there's so much to unpack here without giving anything away. I'm gonna try so hard because there's so much I want to talk about. But okay, first of all, I absolutely love. Sorry, the birds are going off today, but love our characters. Teddy is just wonderful. Like, she is just so complex, and there's so much to her. There's so much background on her. There's so many secrets. There's so much mystery. There is so much going on in this book, and it is keeping me completely, literally, edge of my seat. Not only that, but I really want to know so many things. There are so many questions I have that I cannot wait till they get answered. So I'm looking down at the ground right now because there was a lizard that was moving, and I want to make sure it's not a snake because I do not like snakes. There's so many things I need answers to, and I have not gotten them. Instead, I've just gotten more questions. So I am just about exactly halfway through this book right now. So let's hope the other half of this book has way more answers than questions, because so far I've got a list of questions. I am so intrigued. I'm so invested. I absolutely cannot put this book down. I cannot wait to get back to this every time I set it down. There is so much that I have annotated in here. Like, this book is chocked full of stuff. And I mean, look how many tabs there are. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go easy with the tabs on this book. No. And there's even some pages that I didn't tab, but I did mark in just because I had just tabbed the page before that. So I was like, I'm gonna just not do a tab for that one. There are so many reactions I've had so far to reading this. I am smiling, I am laughing, I am OMGing, my jaw has dropped to the floor. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling my eyes, I'm irritated, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, so many things, but absolutely loving it so far, and I cannot wait to continue reading. So let's go do that, because I really don't want to talk anymore. I really just want to get back to reading. First of all, if you have made it this far in this video, congratulations to you, because I know this video has gone on forever. It was just really hard to stop filming for this. I wanted to film every moment, honestly. It was just, there were so many things that I wanted to capture on film. I wanted to show you every little piece of this one. I have finished it, and I rated it 5 stars. The amount of tabs I used in this book are insane, literally insane, blew my mind. I even went into this saying to myself, okay, I'm not going to over tab this book. I'm not going to go nuts. I'm not. I also had my stack of tabbed books right here beside me so that you could just see, I usually always go nuts tabbing. I just can't help myself. There's so much that always stands out to me in every book I read. And I just love being able to flip back on all of it. This book, however, way more than these. And I went through 2 packages of tabs for this one, for certain colors. So that was intense. Also, sorry if I look like a cripple right now. I could barely like move my neck around. I have an old injury that flares up sometimes, and turning my head, not good right now. So that's why I look like this. Anyway, this book was just so good. So good. I did cry at the end. I did. There were a handful of parts that just really pulled on my heartstrings with this. I wouldn't say it's a sad book, but it has a lot of emotion and a lot of depth. I also felt very connected to the characters, like they could be my best friends, and I feel like I hung out with them. And I was absolutely glued to these pages. Like, it definitely took me a good bit of time just because I was annotating. And like when I say I was annotating, I was annotating. One second. Let me find you one of my like crazy pages, even though most of them are pretty crazy. This one's not really that nuts, but like every page that I annotated, like there was a lot on there that I was wanting to annotate, especially towards the end. Like the end pages, I went off because there was just, oh my gosh, every line I was just like, you're kidding, like, oh my gosh, couldn't believe it. Honestly, thoroughly enjoyed this one. I would highly recommend it. I think you could fly through this in a couple of days, honestly, if you were not annotating the living crap out of it. I felt so connected to the main character, Teddy, who is our female main character. She is just like so confused, but she also has so many emotions, and she has so much buried beneath her not being able to remember. Like it's just right there, and she just can't grasp it. And it was extremely frustrating, honestly. From a reader's standpoint, it was very frustrating, but in the best way. Like, I loved it. It was driving me crazy. And then also we had our two male main characters, Reed and Miles, and I just loved everything about each of them, even though in their own way, they had flaws like every human being does. And there were things that you could maybe not like about them. I loved them, and I fully accepted them with all their flaws and loved them for them. And this book, like, I just fell in love with it. I really did. If you would like to see more content from me, I post all the time on Instagram, and I would love to see you over there. And make sure you like this video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Of course, leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought of this book if you read it. Tell me if you're thinking of reading it, that kind of thing. Also, I post a weekly video here that's every single Friday, and I would love to see you back here for that. Also, I have lots of content on my channel right now that you can go check out because I've been working on it for a good couple of years now, so there's lots of stuff to watch. Thank you for being here. I hope you made it all the way to the end. If you did, leave me a comment. All right, that's it. I'll see you in a new video soon. Look out for the next book, because I'll be reading that soon. Bye.